To everyone here and everyone here at home, I would like you to join and sing and just praise, and let's know how God is so good to all of us in whatever shape or form that takes place. So I will need you to answer, God is so good. Can you say that for me? All right, so God is so good. So we say that 3 times, and then we say, my God is so good to me. Say, my God is so good to me. All right, so that's how it's going to go. So clap your hands. All right. I got up this morning singing. I got up this morning singing. I got up this morning singing. God is so good. And my God is so good to me. I got up this morning singing. God is so good. I got up this morning singing. I got up this morning singing, God is so good, hey, 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 my God is so good to me. All right, there you go. Feeling good down in my soul, yeah. Come on, everybody, praise God and feeling good down in my soul, and I said feeling good down in my soul, yeah. Hey, 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 my God is so good to me. My time of trouble, praise God. I said in my time of trouble, praise God. I said in my time of trouble, praise God. Hey, 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 my God is so good to me. Hey, hey, and in my time of triumph, I know. I said that in my time of triumph, I know. Said that in my time of triumph, I know. Hey, 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 my God is so good to me. Hey, when the day is over, I'm singing. I said now, when the day is over, I'm singing. All right, yeah. Hey, when the day is over, I'm singing. Hey, 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 my God is so good to me. Every day, in every way. I said now, every day, in every way. When I take the time to praise the Spirit. When I take the time, all right. Now this one a little different because you want to keep this going. All right, thank you for the enthusiasm. I love it. All right, so what you gonna do? You gonna hit this bass line? Okay. Okay, so it's just gonna be God is so good over and over and over. Okay? All right now. When I take the time to praise the Spirit. When I take the time to praise the Spirit. When I take the time to praise the Spirit. When I take the time to praise the Spirit. I said now my God is so good to me. I got up this morning singing. I said now when I got up this morning singing. I got up this morning singing. My God is so feeling good yet.
John Fulmer and Daille Kettrell.
Media team member, now choir director. Yay, thank you, John. So welcome, everyone. So good to see you here this morning, and those of you here on Zoom as well. It's a beautiful morning, and what a beautiful way to start our service, recognizing the God within, right? Life is always imperfection. So Reverend Ken is here this morning to remind us of that, and we're going to have a beautiful service. I remind you all to just keep your awareness in that place of perfection. Thank you.
So, if you will repeat after me, I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and peace.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and peace.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting abundance.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and abundance.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and complete health.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and complete health.
And so it is.
And so it is. So I invite you to bring your awareness within, knowing that when we are connecting with the God that is so good, the God that is the truth of our being, we know that all is in perfection, all is well. Our life is unfolding in the divine oneness, where there is only the oneness. And we are here today, this morning, to be reminded of the beauty and the love and the harmony that is the truth of our being. We see it in ourselves, we see it in each other, and we know it to be all that is. We express deep gratitude and appreciation for Daille Kettrell this morning, opening up this beautiful service and bringing us deeper into connection through her music, and her new partner, John Fulmer, as well. All of the people here this morning, each and every one of you who set up this beautiful space here, and each one of you who is here in service just by your being. Just take a moment and recognize that your presence, your being, is all that is required to be in oneness and be in connection and be in service. And so we are here today in this recognition. We are deeply grateful for Reverend Ken being here with us this morning, and for his beautiful wife Renee, who will do our reading. All of those on the media team who make our Zoom community able to be here with us this morning as well. In this gratitude and appreciation, please join with me in saying thank you, and so it is.
Thank you, and so it is.
Happiness is finding a pencil, pizza with sausage, telling the time. Happiness is learning to whistle, tying your shoe for the very first time. Happiness is playing the drum in your own school band, and pounds of ice cream, knowing a secret, climbing a tree. Happiness is 5 different crayons, catching a firefly, setting him free. Happiness is being alone every now and then, and happiness is coming home again. Happiness is morning and evening, daytime and nighttime too. For happiness is anyone and anything at all that's loved by you. Happiness is having a sister, sharing a sandwich, getting along. Happiness is singing together when day is through. And happiness is those who sing with you. Happiness is morning and evening, daytime and nighttime too. For happiness is anyone and anything at all that's loved by you.
Well, good morning, CCL. Today's lesson reading is from lesson 293 from the workbook of A Course in Miracles. All fear is past, and only love is here. All fear is past because its source is gone, and all its thoughts gone with it. Love remains the only present state, whose source is here forever and forever. Can the world seem bright and clear and safe and welcoming with all my past mistakes oppressing it and showing me distorted forms of fear? Yet in the present, love is obvious, and its effects apparent. All the world shines in reflection of its holy light, and I perceive a world forgiven at last. Now I'd like for you all to repeat after me. You on Zoom too, I haven't forgotten you. Father, let not your holy world escape my sight today. Nor let my ears be deaf to all the hymns of gratitude the world is singing underneath the sounds of fear. There is a real world which the present holds safe from all past mistakes. and I would only see this world before my eyes today. And so it is.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right there. Yeah.
We're doing double affirmations this morning. We just did a beautiful one with Renee. My present state is love.
My present state is love.
I see love's effects in my life.
I see love's effects in my life.
I know I am safe from fear.
I know I am safe from fear.
I recognize that past mistakes are forgiven.
I recognize that past mistakes are forgiven.
Love is the only world I see.
Love is the only world I see.
And so it is.
Is the song ready? Is it ready? Oh, okay. Don't worry about it then. Yeah. All right. Again, we're going to get moving. You want to get up? Please do. All right. It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon about to go to space. With the air, look, I don't care, baby, about the way. Because I'm happy long if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy got along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm clap along if you feel that's what you want to do. Here come bad news talking this and that. Yeah, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you I'll be just fine. Hey, no offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm just on if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, clap along if you feel that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can nothing bring me down. My level's so high, bring me down. Can nothing bring me down. I said now, happy, 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 happy. Because I'm clap along if you feel happiness is in you. Because I'm clap along if you feel that happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey, hey. Clap along if you feel that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can nothing bring me bring me down. Can nothing bring me down, because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel that happiness is the truth. 'Cause I'm clap along if you know happiness is to you. Hey, hey, clap along if you feel that's what you want to do. Hey.
So we have Reverend Ken this morning. He needs no introduction. He's been a longtime member of CCL, my dear friend and spiritual companion for many, many years. And he is a very deep advocate of the spiritual path through A Course in Miracles. And he is here today to enlighten us in his own special way this morning. Reverend Ken?
Thank you. Thank you. You know, we always forget. Tell you what we forget. We go through life, things are going well, and we think, that's because of me. That's pretty good. I'm doing great. That's me. I did that. Things don't go well. We say the same thing. It must be me. I did that. We have different versions of it. Things go well, and God loves me, so God's taking care of me. And when things don't go well, it's, uh-oh, God must know what a real schmuck I am. And now she's making me pay for it. I have a life coaching practice, have had it for over a decade now, and I have a tool that allows me to see just what my clients go through in their minds when good things are going on and when things are not so good. It actually gives me a visual measurement of how they're responding to the good life and when it's not so good. And there is a pattern. I've seen it because I've done this assessment myself, of course. I've looked at it. I've seen the assessments of many brilliant, successful people who've done that assessment, and the pattern is the same. Things go wrong, we forget. What do we forget? Life is a challenge, sometimes a bitter one, and we do not control it. We do not control what happens next. And the worst of all is we have an opinion about it when it shows up, mostly about what a schmuck we are. That's a good word, schmuck, isn't it? It's useful. Because it's Sunday, I'm using that word. The difficulty is we have various ways of abstaining from life when it turns out wrong, which is exactly the wrong time to abstain from life. I'm going to talk about how we do that, what it looks like. Einstein said, "Do not grow old, no matter how long you live. Never cease to stand like curious children before the great mystery unto which we are born." I'm going to describe a typical, very human set of circumstances. I'm going to describe a couple of them, and maybe even the stuff that happened to me, maybe. So, man goes in to this big place, and by there's a big uproar, and he comes running out, terrified, horrified, all but petrified. His legs still work, got him out of there. And his friend said, "What happened?" "I went into this big place," he says, "and all these people were there. They're waving, they're screaming at me. And I look up and I notice there's this guy over there on the hill, and he's throwing something at my head. I've got this stick in my hand. I don't know how I got it. But quickly I ducked. He missed. And all these people are yelling and screaming, and I just had to get out of there. So I ran out. That's the first guy. Second guy goes in. This time, he's chased out, and he's all pissed off. And they leave him alone. The friend asks him, "Well, what happened?" He says, "I couldn't believe it. There's all these crazy people making noise when I went in there. And I couldn't believe it. I had this stick in my hand, don't know how I got it, and someone threw something at my head, and I just lost it. I just charged the guy with the stick. I was going to beat his brains out for, what's he trying to do? What's going on?" And all these crazy people making all this noise surrounding us. I never got to the guy because he was surrounded, and they chased me out of there. That was guy number 2. Some of you have heard this before. I know it. So what's going on here? Guy number 3 goes in. There's a big roar from all the people yelling. When he comes out, they're carrying him on their shoulders. And his friend asks him, "What happened?" Have you all figured out what's going on yet? He said, "I had the bat, I stepped up to the plate, and when the pitch came, I knocked it out of the park. We don't do that. That's not what we do. We go into a game where we don't know what's going on. And when someone throws something at our head, we don't know what the game is. So we either figure we're being punished because God caught up with us, the schmuck that we are, and is punishing us. And all these people obviously agree, and we run out of the park screaming. Or we try to beat the guy's head in for having the nerve, the effrontery, to strike at me in this situation instead of playing ball. And I'm not telling you something that I'm speculating about. I've seen so many brilliant minds and highly spiritual people default to the first two. And to a certain percentage of them, they'll occasionally realize, hey, we're playing baseball here. My role is to hit the ball out of the park, so that's what I'm going to do. If you don't know it's a game, it's because of your interpretation that something has gone wrong that should not have gone wrong. Now, I've seen this in the assessment so many times, and it gives me an opportunity to really help others deal with this turn of mind that brings disaster instead of a home run. But the most disastrous aspect of this is I've told you about 3 different levels: anger at myself, anger at the other guy, and curiosity and finding the answer and playing the game. There are 7 levels, all the way down from self-destructive to enlightened, or apparently enlightened, pretty close to being enlightened, free from fear. It's available to every one of us. What we do when something happens is we bring all this idea of what should be from the past, drag it into the present, and evaluate the present based on what we thought it should have been. We do that. You know how I met this woman? I was refused a promotion. And I thought it was a bad thing. I didn't know. I worked for National Atmospheric, Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. Technical guy, and I was pretty much the hot shot among the crew, but I didn't have a degree, so the guy in charge of the shop said, well, I really can't promote you to the head of the shop because this is NOAA. We all have degrees. I mean, NOAA is a place where people who work on the oceans and make predictions and study what's going on the oceans, actually, for the most part, there are They are physicists. Physicists now. You don't have a degree, so I can't promote you. But I said, but I'm the most qualified. So I'm going to promote this young guy. He's coming along. He'll learn. I was so angry. And, you know, I should have gotten the promotion. I should have had a degree, all that. I was just pissed off. So I left Virginia, where I was living, and I came to New York because of it, really, and met her. Turned out pretty good. But at the time, I was just sure life had just dealt me a dirty one that I did not deserve, or maybe I did deserve it. That's the worst part of this. The truth is, you can do everything right. And somebody will run that red light. And you will find a way to make it your fault. Or you will spend useless time bemoaning and being pissed off at the person who ran it. Why do I say that being bemoaning and bemoaning your incidents in life and being pissed off is waste of time? Because it is. It is. Somebody taught you that justice shall prevail. You've been watching too many movies and rom-coms and TV shows, because that's not the way life works. And while you spend your time getting justice, and believe me, that's not unimportant, you neglect your life. It happens. Raise your hands if you've ever heard the Serenity Prayer. I don't, you know what? How many of you know that it's one sentence, 2 sentences long? Oh, some of you are nodding your head. Well, it's 2 sentences long, but I'll tell you, most of us have only heard the first sentence. Now, I'm going to read it to you. And it's interesting whether you think God is the big lady, you know, in heavens, or the big guy in heavens making decisions for you and setting the world aright and keeping things afloat, or if God is the universe. Doesn't matter. It goes something like this, these serenity prayers. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can change, and the wisdom to know the difference. Second sentence. Living one day at a time, enjoying the moment, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace. I'm going to read that again. Accepting hardships as the pathway to peace. Taking as he did this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it. Trusting that he will make all things right if I surrender to his, her will. That I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with Him, God, forever in the next. So, how many people have heard the second sentence before? Right. I hadn't either. So life is about dealing with and learning life. That your peace is not dependent on what happens in that life. Easy words to say, I know. This is how we are. There was this bird who figured it all out. He figured, you know, all my friends are out learning how to fly formation, because when it gets cold, they're going to fly south. Eventually I'll do that too, but I'm not worried about it. And they say, come on, practice with us, fly with us. We'll get there and it'll be nice and warm, because it's going to get cold here. He said, sure. No, never mind, I'll get to it. I know what to do. And they flew off. Now, this is the second pack. They said, come on, fly with us. We're leaving kind of late, but come go with us anyway. Come on, practice. Even if you don't practice, you can come with us. Come on. He said, no, I got this. I'm good. I'll be there in a minute. They left. Soon after, it started snowing. Started getting cold, and he's thinking, maybe I should have gone with one of those groups, but I don't like this, so he starts flying. And what happens? The snow and the cold catch him, and his wings freeze over. He's bitterly cold, and he's so cold that he can't flap his wings anymore. They're full of ice and snow, and he falls out of the sky, and he's thinking, oh, no, it's over now. It's over now. I did that. I made the wrong decision. I'm a terrible, terrible person. But he falls through a hole in a barn, amazingly, and he lands in the straw. He said, well, that wasn't so bad, but I'm still freezing. I'm going to die here. It's terrible. But I'm glad I survived the landing. And then one of the horses strolls over and, horses eat, and just like we do, and they defecate just pretty much like we do. And right on the bird. Oh no, this is so terrible. I can't believe how awful this is. The smell is, I'm going to die here. I'm going to smother. It's all over for me. But it was warm. So he was happy. Melted the ice on the wings, the snow, all that. He was just. So he started singing, and the barn cat found him and ate him. So, what's the moral of that story? First moral, not everybody that plops on you is your enemy. Not everyone that uncovers that plop is your friend. when you are warm and safe. Number 3. Even if you're in a pile of dung, keep your mouth shut. So this is how we are. When things are going great, we're happy. When things are not going so good, we're dejected. I'm not just talking about some of us, all of us. I'm like this. In Taoism, there's a saying, well, you know, when to be happy when things are going well and sad when things are not going well is to make you a victim of circumstance, is how it goes. Let me illustrate a few more of those levels. I've talked about 1 through 3. I'll review those. But suppose we go all the way up to level 5. We won't bother with 6 and 7. We don't have time. Level 1. I'm walking down the street. Someone jumps up and knocks me flat on my back. My level 1 reaction, and this is what I see most of the time, level 1 and level 2 reactions, is to lay there while this person kicks me and hits me and thinks, oh, this is terrible. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, really, I probably deserve this. How awful is this? And I'm not a good person. And you go down the list that you learned in the past of why you're not a good person. And you lay there and you think, I must deserve this somehow. Level 2 response. Walking down the street. Person jumps up and knocks me on my behind again. I get up and I proceed to wail the tar out of this person, the nerve they have of hitting me. That's the second most popular response to adversity that we all tend to have, one of those two, in some symbolic form or another. Then level 3 comes along. Someone jumps up, swings at him. He takes a step back. Maybe he studied martial arts, because that's the first thing they'll tell you to do. He takes a step back. He looks to the left, he looks to the right, and he checks to see what's going on in front of him. And he's also aware of what might be going on behind him. And he is assessing the situation instead of collapsing into a reaction that he was taught, like, take it because you somehow deserve it, you schmuck. I like that word. Or, you're not going to get me before I get you reaction. This is hard to hear, really. I know it because we all get stuck in these patterns. But if I expose the pattern to you, maybe you'll get to a point when it comes up again, you'll say, no, wait, hey, I can choose and maybe choose another response here that allows me to take a step back in the situation and be curious. Be curious. What did Einstein say? Never cease to stand like curious children before the great mystery unto which we are born. And that mystery is completely out of our control. Now, I know some of you think, well, law of attraction works. That's fine. But sometimes what you attracted wasn't really what you had in mind. I'm sure you've noticed that. So what now? Oh, close my eyes and attract something different? Well, I say keep your eyes open while you're attracting something different. What does level 4 look like? Guy comes up to the same troubling corner of the block, and the guy swings at him. He steps back. He says, "You're so angry. Are you okay? What has upset you so?" The concern is for the person in front of you. Now, I'm talking about different levels of fear about life. This person has a lot less fear than the first three. The first person has the most fear, second person less. Believe it or not, anger is a higher state than feeling sorry for yourself or threatened or oppressed. It's a much higher state. But the third level, if you can get to that, the others are available to you because you can look at the situation and step back. Well, this is the fourth level. The concern is for the person in front of you, not yourself. So you can be curious about what's going on out there in that life. Fifth level, what does that look like? You walk up to the person knocks you down, and you stand up and say, "Hey, whoa, that's a vicious right hand. I know a boxing director that would love to see you use that. Stick with me, kid. We can make a lot of money here." That's what an entrepreneur does. We're both going to win this. Same life, same circumstances, completely different response. And how about this? Baruch Spinoza says, "The more you struggle to live, the less you live. Give up the notion that you must be sure of what you're doing. Instead, surrender to what is real within you. For that alone is sure. You are above everything that is distressing. You are above everything that is distressing." We get upset, and our emotions take over, and we decide that's what's important, our emotions. I feel bad. I feel good. None of that's important. Not really. It won't keep you on the bicycle if you're so happy you stop pedaling. I bring all this up because, as Baruch Spinoza said, the more clearly you understand yourself and your emotions, the more you become a lover of what is. That's the room without a roof that she sang about. Contradiction. Because what is seems like, feels like, looks like crap. Well, crap will fertilize some plant. You just need to find where you can sell it. Leave you with lesson 300 of A Course in Miracles workbook. You won't have to read. I won't have to repeat after me. I'll just read it. Lesson 300. Only an instant does this world endure. This is a thought which can be used to say that death and sorrow are the certain lot of all who come here. for their joys are gone before they are possessed or even grasped. Yet this is also the idea that lets no false perception keep us in its hold, nor represent more than a passing cloud upon a sky of the eternally serene. It is this serenity we seek, unclouded, obvious, and sure today. And it continues as a prayer. We seek your holy world today, for we, your loving children, have lost our way a while. But we have listened to your voice and learned exactly what to do to be restored to heaven and our true identity. And we give thanks today. The world endures for just an instant. We would go beyond that tiny instant to eternity. And my oneness commentary for this lesson is, time is done. Oneness remains eternal. I thank you.
Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what your future holds. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Heard what your mother said, read the books your father read. Try to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you, others take a different view. My, oh my, hey, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta questions. It goes on without you, leaving you behind if you can't stand the pace. World keeps on spinning, can't stop it if you try to. The best part is danger staring you in the face. Whoa. Remember, listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. My, oh my, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Got to be bold, got to be bad, got to be wise, no, never sad. Got to be hard, not too hard. All I know is love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be cool, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day.
Thank you, Daille. Thank you, Reverend Ken. I have horses. Later on this afternoon, I'm going to the farm, and I can assure you, I have a renewed appreciation of horse manure. So thank you, Reverend Ken. I never thought of it as a spiritual experience. Neither did the birds. But everything is a spiritual experience, right? That's life, and that was the message here today. So right here, we are present with ourselves and with each other. We're all one, it's all the same, right? That's our spiritual experience of this moment. And of course, there's always this moment, only this moment, right? So I'm feeling extreme appreciation. That word keeps coming up for me lately, appreciation, like just appreciating the beauty and the wonder of life and having a sense of curiosity. And as we share ourselves with each other, whether it's our energy or our being or our financial resources, whatever it is, it's all the same. It's that oneness, that presence that is life. So thank you all for being here today. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Okay. The blessing of our offering. Thank you, God, for this abundance that is mine to share. I bless this gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed.
So each and every one of us here today sends our blessings, grateful for these offerings of financial abundance, of time, of attention, of presence, and of love. It's all the same energy, the same oneness, and we are that. In deep gratitude and appreciation, please join with me in saying thank you, and so it is.
Thank you, and so it is.
Perfect. So as you all know, this is my favorite prayer in the service. I don't know that is there anybody here for the first time? Don't think so. All right, let's do this. Any birthdays, anniversaries? No? All right. Anniversary. Great, 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 great. So you guys are just going to receive this prayer, and all of us are going to hold our hands up and send this prayer to them. If you'll repeat after me. Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living. We are a heart-centered spiritual community. We open ourselves to you in love. We recognize the perfection of God within you. We celebrate the joyous being that you are. You are a radiant point of light. We are blessed by your presence. Welcome home.
Okay. All right. So we have some announcements just before we conclude our service. Before we do that, I just want to again express gratitude and appreciation to all of you who are here today, and especially those of you who are in service, setting up this sacred space and speaking and reading and singing and playing music and just making this service happen. So very quickly, Bob on setup here every Sunday. Thank you, Bob. And Holly came here this morning and did the altar, and I think it wasn't even her week, and she filled in. Thank you, Holly. Keturah and June is filling in as well as ushers this morning, and it's Keturah's birthday as well. Happy birthday, Keturah. She joined Jody, and I don't know your name, but happy birthday. Paula is on refreshments this morning. Our media team, Marty, John, of course. Keith is on Zoom and is always behind everything we're doing in media. Wayne and Keith on camera. Wayne is here on Zoom. And our Zoom minister this morning is Rev Catherine, pastoral support, Lisa Source, serving our Zoom community. Deep gratitude to Miss Daille Kettrell this morning, our musician. Renee for the beautiful reading and supporting our dear Reverend Ken in his talk this morning. Thank you. And of course, my partner in service here this morning, Reverend Paul. Thank you. Next week, November 4th, is First Monday, and we have our mini Monday Death Cafe with Joanne Holmes. And Death Cafe is it's really a nod to the Day of the Dead, or also Souls Day in the tradition I grew up in. And it's Death Cafe is really a meeting of people just coming together and sharing their thoughts about death. And it's always such a uncomfortable, taboo subject sometimes, right? But we all experience it at some point in our lives, and certainly in our family and friends. It's just a part of life. So I invite you to come to that Zoom-only event. Check your newsletter. There's a link there. It's from 7 to 9:30, I think. No, sorry, 8:30 on November 4th. And we do have a special event coming up in mid-November. Reverend Roby Chavance. She's a very dynamic, fun-loving, and gifted, talented religious science minister, and she will be here November 15th through the 17th. And she's also a medium, and she'll be giving a Friday night workshop on November 15th. Check your newsletter. It's called Messages of Love, and she'll be doing connecting us with departed loved ones. So I invite you to that. Her workshops are going to be at the River House in Palmyra. She'll be our Sunday speaker on November 17th, and then right after, at 2 o'clock to 5, again at the River House, she'll have a Miracles of Manifestation workshop, and she's a very powerful manifester. And it will be a lot of fun because she really has a lot of personality. So I invite you to one or both of those workshops. Again, check your newsletter, also the website for registration. She's also a powerful energy healer, so she's giving private sessions for energy healing or private mediumship, abundance, whatever calls to you in that moment. And her phone number is in the website. You can contact her directly. She is giving private sessions on Saturday and also on Monday. So that's Saturday, November 16th, Monday, November 18th. As most of you know, our dear friend Christine Hopkins passed away. It's 3 weeks ago now on October 6th. And her family is holding a celebration of life service, again at the River House on November 10th from 1 to 5 p.m. And you're all invited. Christine's brother Tom is interested in knowing approximately how many people are coming because they will be serving food. So if you'll be coming, please let me know. Just so I can give him an approximate head count, but there's going to be drumming and sharing and just celebrating her beautiful life. Last item here, Mia Kelly. We all love Mia, don't we? And many of you know that Mia has moved from her home in Morristown into Riverview Estates in Riverton, and she is holding an estate sale at her home in coordination with Holly Myers, and Supriya is supporting them, and many other people as well. That is Sunday, November 3rd, right after service from 12:30 to 3. The address is in your newsletter, and you can contact Holly directly. Holly's right here, but I believe her number is in the newsletter as well. Mia, if you've ever been to her apartment, she has such a beautiful collection that she's amassed over her life of figurines and angels and spiritual statues, and she's the altar. These are some of Mia's pieces, so that's a beautiful example of the kinds of objects that Mia is selling. Proceeds will go to Mia and also to CCL. So there's a flyer in the back of the room, so check that for more information. Just a reminder, daily prayer with Reverend Catherine is Tuesday through Friday, 12 noon on Zoom. Check your newsletter for the link. And if you're seeking prayer for anything in your life, that's the place to go. The CCL calendar is in your newsletter, so you can check that for anything else that's going on, our regular activities, and also a reminder from June to please remember to go and vote. All right. Okay, let's circle up. Thank you. lives within our heart. We are peace. We are oneness. We are love. We are gratitude. We are appreciation. We are harmony. We are bliss. We are happiness. We take this recognition with us through our week as we leave service today. We remember the truth of our being, knowing that all is in perfection, all is well, all is God, and that is me. And in this recognition and knowledge, we say thank you, and so it is.
There we go. So if you'll repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my body. Life is in my mind. Life is in my feelings. Life is in all my activities. I receive it. I share it. I am it. And I accept it. How? Thank you, life. And accepting all these wonderful gifts, we say, yeah!